Get ready, it just became significantly easier to get SBA loans. Whether you're an existing business or a startup, these new rules just went into effect. If you want to know what's changed and if now is a good time to consider or apply for SBA funding, stay tuned. Hey everyone, it's Ryder from Skip. Thanks for tuning in. This major news went into effect on August 1st. I want to explain exactly what's changed so you can decide if it's a good time to go after SBA funding, and if so, how much you may be able to get. And if you want to learn more about SBA funding and consider applying, go check out the Skip app or the link in the description. We've even partnered with the #2 SBA lender in the country to make the process easy, but more on that later. So here's what's changed. In fact, I covered this news back in May when the SBA was pushing this through final approval. There was even some fights in Congress because despite these changes increasing access to SBA loans, streamlining the process, this does come with some controversy. Here's the TLDR. The SBA is simplifying loan requirements, automating more of the process, and expanding the pool of non-bank lenders, specifically fintechs. Remember, those are a lot of the folks that helped with the PPP program back in 2020 and 2021. SBA officials say they want to boost credit to small businesses that have struggled to get financing as banks favored bigger commercial borrowers. So under the new SBA rules, lenders can use their own standard credit policies to make SBA loans up to $500,000. The top line, of course, for SBA loans is $5 million. But for all of you watching, perhaps $500,000 and below is the most interesting to you. This is a great thing because in the past, lenders have had to comply with onerous SBA requirements when seeking approval. Remember, this program is all about SBA backing. The SBA will back 85% of the value of the loan if something happens. So if there is a default or something else, the SBA backs the lender up to 85%. The second and perhaps most interesting thing for you is some of these changes will make it easier for entrepreneurs to qualify for financing, even if you're very early stage with some revenue or no revenue. For example, lenders will be able to give more weight to profit forecasts for younger growing businesses and rely less on past performance for loans up to $500,000. There are a couple criticisms here, namely this worry about change. Since this is the biggest change in decades, there's worry that relaxing requirements may lead to more defaults and put more burden on taxpayers who are helping foot the bill for folks who borrow and end up defaulting. According to the SBA, that is not a legitimate concern. This is a huge pot of money. The SBA is authorized to give out $34 billion in loans every year through this program. Lenders issued 26 billion of these loans in 2022. That means $8 billion was left on the table. The agency also admitted they haven't kept pace with how loans are actually approved, and they've missed an opportunity to take on new types of lenders. And most importantly, be helpful for entrepreneurs, small businesses. That is their mission here, to help folks who need it the most. Here's a quote from a founder: "I just ran out of time when applying for the SBA loan. The whole process is so time consuming, much more so than when I had to apply for a traditional loan. And I know many of you have felt the same thing. There are a lot of nuances you have to figure out." So before I talk about what you can do today to see if an SBA loan will actually give you great rates that you can then use to expand your business, hire people, etc., there's one more criticism around fees. The SBA has changed it, so lenders could charge a flat fee of $2,500. Previously, lenders could charge as much as 3% on loans of $50,000 or less. So for smaller loans, there might be higher costs depending on which lender you go with. But the good news is there'll be more options. More options means more competition, which generally means more leverage for you as the borrower, as the entrepreneur. And at the end of the day, you can decide whether or not you want to accept a loan, whether you need it for your business, and whether the timing is right. And in fact, we've worked with the second largest SBA lender for years now. That's Newtek. In fact, I interviewed the Newtek CEO and I asked him a bunch of tough questions earlier this year. We've helped shepherd hundreds of businesses through the SBA 7A process recently. If you're curious and want to learn more, you can go to the link in the description, or on the Skip app or dashboard, you can click SBA 7A loan. Again, I expect more news here in the coming weeks since these new rules just went into effect. Do your homework, take the time to understand if this is the right time to go after an SBA 7A loan. Maybe you've been holding out since EIDL days. You haven't found anything worthwhile to go after. So now may be a good time to take a look at the 7A program. Links are all in the description. Would love to hear, what do you think about these rule changes? Does this change how you think about SBA funding? Will you take any action today? Or are you going to stay focused on other types of funding, such as grants? We've got dozens up here on the new Explore page, or other financing options. Let me know in the comments. Most importantly, thanks for subscribing and turning on alerts so you never miss out on any information. New SSBCI information coming out in the next video. Most importantly, stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.